This is the simplest way I've found to compost. Hello everybody, just picking up some buckets of food scraps. Today I'm going to set up another in-place compost in my backyard, my little baby food forest. And I'll take you along the trip. I haven't picked up the straw. What I need to do is, while I'm waiting for this to dry out further, and then I'll chop it all down and turn it into firewood and stuff. Some of these branches and twigs and stuff will end up going into a compost pile. But I would like to put it in a new one. So just so you know, that's half of one of the bales I bought about a month ago. But here is one of my composting areas. You can see we've already started separating some of the logs and whatnot. And then over here, past this sheep mulched garden area, kind of the central point of where a lot of my fruit trees are. There's plums and peaches and pears and all sorts. And of course the volunteer maples and walnut trees have come up. And there's a row of different evergreen trees along the edge of my property. But this is my other kind of in situ or in place compost. So that's pretty good there. And I was just thinking maybe I could just go to the next kind of planting area. Perhaps it would kind of make sense to put it right here where that long grass is, because there straight ahead is a pear tree, and of course there's some maples and a walnut there, and I have a sea berry right here, along with a random comfrey that I put. And like I said, there's you can't see it in the video, but there's like 3 different pine trees here. So I'm thinking I might just put it right here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring the buckets over here, just set them to the side. I'm going to run over to, I turn around the camera so you can see my face. I'm going to run over to Rural King, and I'm going to see if they have another one of those little ornate kind of wooden fences that I just use to identify the compost bin. And I'll get a couple of bales of straw from Rural King. And here we are, it's all finished. It's just simply, I just put this fence around here for my own benefit. I've dumped all these buckets, and that's about what I get in a week from a local store that makes their own food. And all their stuff is non-GMO, so I get their scraps. I just keep them in buckets, and every week I come by and I grab a few and dump it. And this straw that I got, I ended up buying it from Rural King, like I said, $7 each. It was kind of a bummer. I have a couple of friends that could supply me with some, but the timing of things and then supplies sometimes cannot always be in it. So I made sure that I grabbed 3 bushels this time, or bales, whatever. And so maybe now that we've got that one started, we'll add to it over the next couple of weeks. And then the next one might be right here. And I just like to spread across as much nutrient as I can instead of keeping one central compost and then spreading it out by hand. I can just compost in place. And of course, we keep the right ratio of greens and browns as we check out the old mullein and the new mullein. But yeah, we get about 100 pounds of food scraps every week. And that's all free of charge, so if I have to pay a little bit for some buckets and maybe a little bit of straw, that's perfectly fine with me. Providing huge benefit for for my fruit trees and berry bushes. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.